Hello, Inspirational Way here. this the my review of NXT Chicago. Again, as I always say, and I don't just say this for the sake of it, one of the best pay-per-views ever, and NXT again showed what wrestling is all about. So this won't be a long video, but so want matches obviously. Roderick Strong versus Eric Young. It's a very good match to start with, I have to say. Obviously, if you know Roderick Strong, you know his background. He's got a very big following. And Eric Young, if you know his background, you know him from TNA days. Personally, I couldn't care who won the match because I like both superstars. I like Eric Young. I think he's very good superstar. He's a very good wrestler, very charismatic. Probably said that wrong. And Roderick Strong, for what I've seen of his Ring of Honor days, is a very good wrestler as well. I'm surprised Roderick Strong won the match, normally because when you're against Eric Young and Sanity, as they're called, they normally double team and lose, but he managed to find a way to beat them and win. So, you know, fair play to him, and overall it was a good match. I do think he's going to be one of the next to go for the title. And it was a very good match, like I said. On to another match, Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate, and Pete Dunne won. I'm not surprised Pete Dunne won the belt because it's obvious he's going to. They've kind of made him and Tyler Bate the two main people of the United Kingdom Championship thing when it was airing its special. And they've kind of focused on them two lately as well. Apart from Mark Andrews, who I think will win the belt eventually. I like Tyler Bate from what I've seen of him. I haven't watched much of the UK wrestling shows, but I do like Tyler Bate from what I've seen. He's a very good wrestler. And I like Pete Dunne. They put on a very amazing match, very good match. And I like Pete Dunne. He's a bad guy, don't get me wrong, but he's got charisma about him. He's got that wrestling background where he can wrestle, and I just think his character suits him down to a T. And like I said, it was an amazing match. And I'm not surprised Pete Dunne won the belt, and I don't really care he did either, because I like both of them. NXT Women's Champion Asuka versus Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross in a triple threat match. It's a shame Ember Moon was out of this match because she was meant to be in the match and it was meant to be a fatal 4-way. But it's a shame she got taken out of the match because she's injured. But hey ho, I'm sure in the future she will get a title shot, no doubt about it. Overall, Nikki Cross, I don't really know much about her, but she impressed me in this match. She's kind of a brawler, savage, beat you down kind of person. Ruby Riott showcased her skills, shows she's for the crowd and likes to put on good matches. And Asuka again showed why she is the women's champion. I do honestly think it will take someone special to beat Asuka. I don't know who, because there isn't many women left on the NXT roster, unless they're going to let someone from the outside who we don't know about, or someone from the women's tournament that they're going to be starting, someone from that to beat her. But I do think until someone comes on that's special enough and just as good wrestler as Asuka, she's not going to be beaten. Which I don't blame them, because like I said, Asuka is probably the best wrestler in NXT apart from Amber Moon. But I think they should also at the same time give other people chances. But I suppose for this match, yeah, Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross, I wouldn't want them to win because they're not that, compared to Asuka, they're not that good, but they are good in their own way. So I'm not surprised Asuka won, and I'm not really bothered she did. The NXT champion Bobby Roode versus Hideo Tomio, whatever his name is. I can't say his name properly, so I probably just butchered it, but hey. Again, a very slow pace, methodical, backwards and forwards match. Obviously, Bobby Roode was taking out Hideo and Tommy's legs because he does the GTS. And obviously, Hideo and Tommy was taking out Bobby Roode's arm because he used it for the glorious DDT. The ending was very good, obviously, with how he rolled through to do a glorious DDT after another one he just done. And like I said, it's a very good match, backwards and forwards. I'm glad it wasn't the main event because I don't think it was main event quality, but nevertheless it was a good match, and I'm glad Bobby Roode won because I prefer Bobby Roode over Hodo. I don't know much about Hodo and Tomo, and I know he's been out of a lot of injuries. They've plagued him, and it's a bad thing for him. I don't think this is over now. I think he will win the belt eventually, but I think they're just trying to build it up a bit more. So obviously he promised to win belts, so now he's going to be a reason why he's going to hate Bobby Roode even more. So maybe the next pay-per-view they'll have another match and he'll win it then. But I don't think he's going to win it straight away. Well, he hasn't, but I think in the future it's going to take a while. It's going to build up and then he'll win it. But I'm glad Bobby Roode kept it excited for him. The NXT champions are Authors paying for his DIY and ladder match. Again, outstanding match. The Authors of Pain are slowly starting to gain my respect because they can kind of wrestle and they do know how to put on matches and they can take pain. DIY are one of my favourite tag teams ever, especially in NXT. They're the best tag team apart from the Revivals going up to the main roster. I'm shocked they didn't win, to be honest. I didn't think. I was hoping they would, to be honest, but they didn't. Now, I thought at the end of the match they was going to go off to the main roster, and that's why they've not won. But it turns out Tommaso, the Psycho Killer, as the crowd was chanting him, I'm guessing that's his nickname, turned on his partner, Johnny, and that set up a feud for them to fight each other. And I have to say, I think it's a right move that WWE done, because you can't let them keep going for the tag belts if they're not going to win it again, which they haven't. So they'll either do the whole it was out of frustration, or they just wanted to put them against each other because they know they're putting on amazing matches. But you know, that was the next logical step. Either move them up to the main roster, which it's a shame they're not going yet, but the Rivals only just been moved, so I'm not surprised they're not being moved, or turn one of them heel. I have to say, I think it's going to be an amazing feud. I'm glad that one of them turned on them. Tommaso turned on Johnny. It's going to be an amazing feud, I reckon, and they're going to put on amazing matches. I believe they did have one match in the Cruiserweight Classic against each other, and that was amazing. So I think they're both going to put on amazing matches because they both got determination. They both didn't give up that easily. They both can wrestle. So it's a feud I cannot wait to see play out. And like I said, the attack at the end of it, fair play to Johnny Weston. That was a brutal attack he got, especially the table, off the command table, and I can see why Tommaso is called the Psycho Killer. But yeah, a lot of they set up a lot of things for the future of NXT in the next couple pay-per-views, next pay-per-view. And overall, it was an amazing pay-per-view and an amazing show. As I always say, NXT is the place to go if you want to watch what wrestling is. Obviously, Backlash is on tonight, so I'm going to try and stay up and watch that. If not, I'll watch it tomorrow. But yeah, that'll be the next wrestling video review I'll be doing. I'm going to be going on NBA My Career Mode in a minute, doing a bit of that for an hour and a half. So tune in to that if you like basketball. Obviously, spoilers, a bit late to be saying that, but spoilers if you haven't watched the NXT one yet, pay-per-view. Obviously, I'll do a review of Backlash tomorrow, and I'm going to try and finish my 2016 wrap off tomorrow, so that should be debuting in the next 2 weeks. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't be scared to disagree or write any comments, and I will see you later. Inspirational 8 out.